on the night.
This is TV20's Eyewitness News.
Good night, everybody. Good evening, rather.
Discover a new you at Family Fitness Center. You'll be amazed at the results.
Isn't it good to know that even though we may have fallen behind the Japanese in technology and behind the Germans in productivity, when it comes to cock-ups, Britain still leads the world. Which is why we're glad to welcome you to another outbreak of outtakes. Our personal acknowledgement that if to err is human, it's even more human to enjoy watching other people err. Now, as for tonight's collection, well, it not only includes a whole bunch of new items, but as you may have deduced from that peculiar title, we're also replaying some which a distinguished selection committee chose as their favourites from previous shows. Later in the programme, Rory Bremner will be introducing us to the members of that committee. But for now, let's move into our first flock of foul-ups, because what these explore is the various ways the filmmaking process gets interrupted by what would appear to be invaders from the planet of the Wallies. A typical example happened in our opening clip when, in the middle of a scene Robert De Niro was shooting in a city street for the film King of Comedy, he was suddenly recognized by an ardent fan who seized the opportunity to say hello.
I just wanted
Darling.
to say hello and goodbye.
That's all right.
I said,
Say hello.
Say goodbye. I'll run you
Thank you. Thanks, Lee.
in December. Don't you think I should have a
Oh, yeah, you deserve a kiss.
First, here is a message from our Spanish-speaking guide.
Cuánto le gusta, besame mucho.
Roughly translated, that means that this week's special highway comes from Santiago
The kids here at Adventure School are 3, 4, and 5 years old, and they got a big kick out of gym today. But so did the folks across...
I'm 5.
Okay. Take 7.
I'm making a terrible mistake. For the second time.
You're doing what you have to do, Kate. I do the same.
Would you? Tell me the truth. Would you?
Yes, I would, Kate. I'd strangle that dog.
Arbeiderpartiet er dypt splittet i synet på militant, og det er denne oppdrivende uenigheten som kan vise seg å bli den største skaden for partiet. Venstrefløyen, ledet av Tony Benn, vil stanse en heksejakt Folk... Pardon?
What are you doing?
I've been here. I had an interview with...
Yeah, well, you've been and you can go now.
Introduction here.
Well, what's that got to do with it? This is a private area.
Ollie, just do it.
What do you mean, Ollie, just do it?
A learning disability is often not recognized for what it is. It also comes with a set of behavioral problems like hyperactivity and lack of a span. Sorry, the kids are driving me nuts. Try it one more time. Anyone got a machine gun?
That lady's aggro reminded us that we've never put together an all-female compilation of calamities. Mainly, I suppose, because we couldn't find a feminine equivalent of cock-up. But now, at last, here is our tribute to women in media.
love of me?
Do you really want to kill me?
Say it.
No.
I want to hear you. Say it.
No, I won't say it. Because it isn't true. Now, put that down and, well, we...
Oh,
Well, for the moment, Quincy called in sick today. Dana's on a break. But she'll be back in time for me to leave and get over to Maggie's.
Oh, what's going on at Maggie's?
Well, Mickey had to go to a convention. Maggie's going to drive to her farm. So I'm taking care of Sarah. And, the little...
Susan Kaplan, come on down! Yolanda Bowsley, come on down!
With an underwater vacuum-like machine. That will suck the sand off the wreckage and will give park rangers a better idea of exactly what's down there.
You've written for him, and we got him tonight, and we're going to have him tomorrow night, and we're just going to have such a great time with our wonderful friend, Father Kenneth Roberts. Oh, yoy, yoy.
Maybe she was in the Tel Aviv production of The Sound of Music. but following that example of what you might call a non sequitur, let's proceed to another demonstration of faith, hope, and calamity. The many and varied ways that the human body can double-cross its owner, even, judging from this first clip, one's steering system.
If I put a raise 25 cents, no one will hire you. You watch me.
Other door, Dustin.
In the criminal court today, Mr. Justice Neasy sentenced a Battery Point man to jail for 4 months and disqualified him from driving for 3 years on a serious charge of dangerous driving.
Blackwell is my guest today as we continue our discussions about aggravation here in Regina, which I have said before is going over with much success, and I think many records will be broken for this period of time.
Yeah? It's me, Mark. Would you let me in?
Is that you?
Yes, of course it's me. I'm incognito. Don't you tell a soul that I am here.
That's right.
What's happening is I've been waiting here for over an hour for you. Where on earth have you been?
I was with my daughter. Do you mind?
Why did you tell me to meet you here at 4 o'clock if you had no intention?
I got delayed. I had to babysit. I didn't want to leave her with my wife's living boyfriend, all right?
Hey, do it. Beverly didn't do anything. Why are you taking it out on her?
Hey, you mind your own business.
Man, I'm just saying, take it easy. Back off a little.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
How often do you make love to Jean?
Well, I've never counted. 37 times. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got crap. I'll feel it. I'm sorry.
decorations to put up, and things to buy, and things to make, and Christmas cards to send. So many things.
I want to get off.
Wait, Jay, it looks like you have pencil and paper. What are you doing?
I have to go.
And right in the middle of a program. It's not like when they say it in the middle of a car journey. You can't just wind down the window. Well, let's move to someone else who brought fresh luster to the word oops. You've heard the saying, if you make a mistake, you must pay the piper. Well, the unfortunate actor coming up must have paid the entire woodwind section.
Take two.
Oh, yeah, this is a great place. Look at that dessert. Oh, I love dessert. Listen, would you hold this for me, honey? Oh, look at this. I just...
Take 5 markers.
Yes, I agree. Whoa, look at the dessert. Hold this, will you, honey? I just love it. I love that. Oh, yeah. Wow, dessert. This is for me. Honey, will you hold this? I just can't decide how to put the glass on the tray. Boy, this really is a great place. Dessert. Wow, this is for me. Will you hold this?
Take 22 markers.
Look at these desserts. Wow. Honey, would you hold this for me? I just cannot decide what I want and do it right.
5 markers.
I love desserts. Gee, honey, will you hold this for me? There's that. I'm sorry, Joan.
That's okay, Jay. It just did it. Take 34 markers.
Look at the dessert. Honey, hold this, will you please? I just can't do it.
5 markers.
Desserts. I love desserts. Gee, honey, will you hold this for me? I really like that one. And this for me.
Take 36 markers.
I just love desserts. Here, sweetheart, will you hold this for me?
Take 41 markers.
I love this. Look at the desserts. Oh, I want some dessert. Hold this, will you, honey? Look at this.
The awful thing is, she then tripped over an hors d'oeuvre trolley. Well, if you can stand any more thrills and excitement after that, let's move away from people who appear to have 2 left hands and consider some who seem to have 2 left lips. Because this next section is one we've classified as having trouble with the words.
Today, Dr. Timothy Johnson has some first aid tips as he continues his series.
As far as we can tell, the last one was the Getz Brewery, which closed about 7 years ago. But Kansas City is not alone in seeing its breweries vanish. In fact, even though the average adult drinks 34 gallons of beer every day, that can't be right. Well, I forgot the line.
You sure did.
The suit brought by the U.S. Olympic hopefuls who want to go to Moscow has been thrown out of federal court. President Carter met with Lord Killannon today and told him no way will the U.S. go to Moscow. Apparently he whispered.
These registry nurses are costing in a heck of a lot less than closing down the hospital, Mr. Peckler. See, I have a whole comprinter pewed out. Understand this.
Move and nobody say a word. Shut up.
Your Excellency.
With a great deal of pleasure, we present Karen Lesko. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. You?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
You know John?
Yes, we do.
Doesn't she have pretty nipples?
Under circumstances, a young man falls for the sensual maturity of a ravishing older woman.
You want to take that once more?
Yes!
I don't know about you, but I think under circumstances qualifies for some kind of award. possibly inclusion in the Guinness Record of World Bookers. As we're now approaching the end of part 1, let me remind you that in part 2, our selection committee will be coming on to talk about their choices. So if you kindly stay glued to your sets till then, we'll round off with a bit more evidence that if love means never having to say you're sorry, television is always having to say you're sorry.
Had one of these glass rings, and every time he hit the table with it, the glass would break, and he'd get very upset.
Yes.
Pounding, and not only did he have that, he had a glass eye. So every time he'd go,
Number 2, no, that's it. Number 3, okay? Bend off. Keep it down. Come on, Gilly. Over here, see? Yeah, this is different. That's it. Come on, that's it. Right, over the top. Come on, see. Hand against it. Don't hit your breath. Come on, see. Here you go. Over here. Oh. Come on, sweetheart. Gilly, come on. Right, over the top. Hand against it.
ready, and action. Hi, Emery.
Whether you're running for a bus or whether you're running for president, try Mr. Perky's shredded wheat cereal.
All the bran fiber of 100% whole wheat and no added salt nor sugar.
Yes, folks, if you want to get ahead,
Get a hat. And my shredded wheat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the Vauxhall Nova, a car that makes light of heavy traffic. The Vauxhall Nova. It's really something in the city.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it ought to.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste quite how it should.
Mallorca!
Mallorca?
Mallorca!
Mallorca?
Hi, Dale, any danger of some refreshment in here?
Here you are. Get your laughing gear in there.
Oh, golly. The water in Mallorca...
What's that?
Don't taste like what it ought to. Oh, gosh. The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it ought to.
She's cracked it. She's only cracked it.
You're absolutely wrong.
Heineken refreshes the parts what other beers cannot reach.
There's only one way to switch off Durabeam's new Tough Torch.
Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Charlie says, really rings the bell. Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Don't know any other candy that I love so well. Good and plenty, good and plenty, good and plenty, good and plenty.
Didn't you get a slight feeling of serve him right? Well, as we're now coming up to the moment when Rory Bremner will be bringing on the first distinguished member of our cock-up selection committee, let's prepare for the move-up market by surveying some public appearances of a few other notables, because in the same way that some people are said to have hidden depths, it's heartwarming to see how many VIPs have hidden shallows.
Yes, ma'am. Right here is lady. Do you have a question? No, she. Yes, right. Second row, next to the guy in the blue shirt, holding her left hand up. It's a he. Sorry about that.
At least one of my visits, possibly the shorter one, when the evenings are not taken up with confirmations, when I might actually go and spend an evening in one parish and have all the members of the congregation invited, or indeed any member of the parish who liked to come, invited to a meeting when I would expose myself to them to answer their questions.
I know of no American who wants to be a rich slave. I know Americans would rather be poor and slaves. Poor and free, I should say.
There are two major promises he has not been able to keep, and those are the promises to put more Americans back to work, and the second promise is the promise to, what is that second promise?
Not since Napoleon's exile to this remote island 169 years ago have the people of St. Helena had so much to talk about. Thousands gathered to greet the prince, but Governor John Massingham, resplendent in ceremonial dress, had cause to regret the moment he stepped ashore.
Good evening, my subjects. It's jolly tricky stuff, television. Believe me, even old hands at it still find it a touch daunting. So you can imagine what it's like for someone like one, when one's only media experience is doing warm-ups for Mummy's Christmas message. There's a lot more to television than just begging Jimmy Savile to fix an abdication. Gosh, yes. One aspect is coping with what they call supergravity. Not the one you find at state funerals, but that sort of technical jiggery-pokery in a camera lens that causes things to be sort of sucked downwards. At least, it only happens to me when there are cameras about. I've got a flunky here to demonstrate.
You think that, but you don't know.
One day, when Billy and the animals were sitting on top of the hill, Woodley said,
Pretty cold and desolate here now. A big change from when the Who were here this past summer. 60,000 people.
How much are eggs this week at Penn Fruit and Dale's? Only 49 cents a dozen for grade A.
It's 10 o'clock, and here are the main points of the news. Procrastination, a report later in part 2. And my favorite outtakes, film coming up. And in London today, Mr. Sandy Gall, a newscaster of no fixed expression, paid tribute to the dedication of television news reporters who fearlessly search the world for a story, bringing it back through blizzard, fire and storm to find the cameraman's run out of film. A blank screen coming up after the break. These are the people, he said, who daily look adversity straight in the face and say, could I try reading that again?
One of the fiercest critics of the District Council's failure to provide a...
The man himself is adamant that he doesn't want to be identified, and even his fellow inmates at Wormwood Scrubs, those who he's speaking on behalf of, won't be told his identity. Colin Baker, for Thames News, Westminster. Soaked, with cold feet and an aching heart, married, several children, pissed off, really dreadfully pissed off.
Avon's ambulance Avon's ambulance. Avon's ambulance will. The ambulance men of Avon.
News official here told me our gates will always be open to refugees. Retake because of noise. Shut up!
What a marvellous delivery that was. John McEnroe's charm coach there. Well, a good day's play out there, I thought, up in the commentary box, sorting out film of some of the most embarrassing sporting highlights since Ian Botham's haircut. What a marvellous recovery that was. Well, a very funny bunch, these. Every time I think of them, I crease up. As you can see. I can't tell you where they came from. They have a little saying here, and that is, never ever quote your sources. Brian Johnson told me that.
Well, here we are, the big one. Can Audrey Durham, our local girl from Chard in Somerset, win the individual tarts championship against Sheila Crocker from Cumbria? Let's enjoy the whole match now with our commentator, Dave Lanning. What? You said tarts. I said what?
Back to his corner, and is he ever anxious to take advantage here? The Cuban in dire trouble against the ropes, and the referee!
In Southport tonight, how the Saints, complete with Kevin Keegan, got the new league season off to a dramatic winning start. And we've got the Meister himself, Laurie McMenemy. Oh, what a pillock.
Talking of a pillock, as I do in my autobiography, takes me back to Australia, land of my forefathers, 27 brothers, and a neighbour who talked. When I was a boy, Australia was young. Let's face it, when I was young, kangaroos were still fish. But the rugged Australian life always had a powerfully macho image, like Ned Kelly, or the Flying Doctor, or Joan Sutherland. The Aussie reporter always had the great romantic image, battling through the bush, knocking back the girls, with his best lager by his side, ready for anything.
We cross now to Canberra for our live network budget team in the national capital. Well, obviously they're not quite ready for us.
Right, I better start with the basics. It's a light golden liquid, except for the white bit on the top, the head. And it's brewed from malt, yeast and hops. And the technical term for that is lager. That's L-A-R-G-E-R.
Welcome to our midday movie, the final one for the week on this Friday, the 19th. And thanks for dropping by to enjoy a couple of hours together. We have the new... Hang on, Brett. I haven't got the mic on.
I rushed in, we were having lunch in the canteen, I do apologise. I rushed in and inadvertently forgot to put the microphone on. But those things happen, I mean, we all tend to make mistakes. But that indeed was one of the classics. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. See you, we have another film here.
All of which brings me, and rather neatly I thought, to the world of films. Or to put it another way.
One can use ideas from any source at all, which can infuse the dance steps and go out to meet the imagination of the audience. You can use ideas from pop culture, street life, from archaeology, from Hindu mythology, from anywhere.
Of course, one of the big changes in our lives is fast, cheap world air travel!
I was very fascinated by the archaeological sites in India and Burma, for example, where the Hindu and Buddhist temples remained intact. These examples of architecture are so interesting because the spatial configurations of how these various temples lie in a valley makes me think about other ways to put dancers on the stage. Carved all around these Hindu temples are also figures which are in these very luscious, sensual, ripe fruit kinds of positions. But the idea of putting that kind of languorous sensuality into dance where there's a sense of time just going on rather than being fast and rapid and efficient like New York life also interested me a lot. I love the paintings of Watteau. There's something so mischievous about the way that he painted. For example, you can see in the way that he depicted such and such a character that that guy is really a drag. Or in other scenes, you can see in the character's manner something that shows the kind of ambiguity about the social situation or the ambiguity in one person's feelings about what is going on. Fred Astaire is one of the greatest and most inspiring of dancers, with his precision and fleetness, wit, cool guy, perfect-mannered, sophisticated style. He's absolutely tops. To try to incorporate that kind of casualness, rhythmic precision, and real urban sophistication is something I love to bring into things I do. The way that image is used in the movies, that there's a very stylized, suggestive posing that also looks very realistic, is quite an interesting sort of jump to make to the stage. I think in particular, the one that has struck my fancy is the way that on the screen one can deal with intimacy. And I think that trying to show the kind of intimacy on stage is a very exciting possibility. And of course, the other thing about movies is they're our main competition.
The gas people are your people.
Gas is Britain's favourite fuel. It supplies getting on for 60% of all the heat used in British homes. That's 3 times more than any other fuel. Which is a good thing for the environment, because all that energy is transported about the country through unseen underground pipes.
Interviewing as I do. It's coming up now. Come on, settle down, watch it.
Sandy, where did you get hit? You got shot in the head?
No, I think Christmas is a wonderful thing. I think they should have it every year.
Even if your jaw is wired shut, I think it's possible to nod your head yes or to shake your head no.
General, as you know, there is now a major peace offensive underway. Has this been reflected in the fighting in South Vietnam? Has the enemy shown any evidence of... The answer is no.
Don't push me too hard on this information. I'm not certain of what I'm talking about.
More and more, they cried. Unfortunately, all I could give them was a little Roger. Whenever I'm asked if I can think of any particularly funny episodes in my career, I always reply, yes, I can. It's my way of being helpful. But I do remember the time Cubby, my producer, first sent for me. Of course, I assumed he wanted me to play the important part of Bond. But no, he wanted me to play all of him. I accepted graciously. Cubby said I acted like a gentleman. Ah, I thought, so that's what acting is. But in Hollywood, fate's much kinder to the poor old actor, which is tough if you're a rich young one.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
I have seen General Hospital and the university, and I approve, as my husband would have approved. Miko's Cassadine had a deep and abiding love. I said Cassadine.
That's right.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, I startled myself. I'm sorry, folks. I'm not used to acting.
Shalimar, all right. Hey, Sue. And you can take that to the bank. As Robert Blake said. Let me get the names of Shalimar.
I'm Jeffrey Daniel.
Jody Watley.
Ollie.
On my contribution to art this week, we take a look at the mysteries of television and what makes it this well-oiled machine. Tonight we ask some well-oiled machinists. Also, we talk to the man on the Clapham omnibus and ask him how he got his own arts programme. And laughing all the way to the South Bank, I ask Julian Lloyd Webber, is it a cello or just a big fiddle? All this plus some of the finer points of television techniques.
Question on places. In which state of the United States was President Kennedy assassinated? In Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Bowen. The microphone will come back to you, though God knows why. But I'll have to move on now as we're running short of breath to show that really we're just one big happy family. The best of regulated families, in fact, and we all know what happens to them.
Patient was released from the hospital this week and said it's the first time in years I've been able to cross my legs.
Tell me that the Canadian vaccine is made a lot differently than the American vaccine. They say it's a lot less toxic. So it's shots for everyone except those who object on religious grounds. No shots means no school. I hope you were rolling. It was perfect.
This quaintly shaped lump is a Nuttall's Minto, and we always used to say there's an art in eating one. You heard? Roll it around the mouth. Soften the Minto. The long enjoyment of it, delightfully milky.
You know, a lot of people ask me, those who still speak to me, which is my favourite outtake. Now, of course, I go all the way back to the time when 3D was the admission price. And when video was part of your Latin homework. And the only Edie Levy we knew ran the local deli. Now, it was a time when you could take your girlfriend to the pictures, have a drink, fish and chips, packet of Woodbines, and still get change out of a minicab driver. You know, that was the time when whenever they had a new scene, they had to send out somebody with...
Enough already.
Looks familiar.
Rory Bremner, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Rory Bremner, the voice of them all, spelt M-A-U-L. Don't you think he made me sound a bit quick fire? But he was absolutely right about people continually asking me what my favourite outtake is, and up till now, I've always replied that I haven't got a favourite one. But now, before the advent of the adverts that'll take us to part 3, let me reveal that I have got a favourite outtake. It's the first one of this little batch.
I
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, God bless, hello, good evening. Put the kettle on, sit down and shut up.
After the cannons roar and the doves release, the streamers tossed, there will be silence. And then each athlete in his or her own fernclide will try the same with the class. Once upon a midnight day when old Blue was weak and weary, thrice again I saddled. They got there.
Message from General Custer, sir. Message from General Custer.
Ferguson introduced a new kind of video recorder. It's more than just stereo. It's hi-fi stereo. You've yet to hear a richer, truer sound with a picture. Video Star from Ferguson. No one is more switched on.
From the old history books come to battling bazooks, Count Ivan and Abdul Amir. But on the dot of 5:30 they knock off feeling dry and request with bread best bitter beer. Now Abdul liked his jug in the men only snug, telling blue jokes not for ladies' ears. While Ivan's lip curled, which bread's best with the girls? And I think the advantage is clear. So we now see Abdul break his men-only rule.
But at Whitbread, they say, what the heck? Drink with ladies or gents.
It makes no difference, cause the best needs nowhere to guess.
Amstrad. Towers, Belt Drive, Free-band tuner. Continuous play. Middies. Five-band graphic equalizer. £129, £159, £149, £169, or less at these selected stores.
This is Scottish rain. It falls on Scottish soil and drains through Scottish rock into Scottish springs. It's not very different from the French rain that soaks into French soil, except when bottled, one is considerably cheaper than the other. Sainsbury's, where good food costs you less.
Buy any new or used car and pick one of our birthday cakes. Inside, you'll find from $50 to $500 cash, our gift to you. There'll be live radio, remote broadcast all weekend with free refreshments and t-shirts. So don't miss it. We'll be open at midnight.
The cloth that I'm wearing is interlaced with pieces of iron. It's called a bulletproof vest. And for Metro police officers, it could save their lives. This morning, here at the gun range, they were demonstrated. To test the effectiveness, we'll fire a .22 caliber pistol into this vest.
Didn't you just know that was going to turn into a kamikaze enterprise? Now, well, it's a phenomenon that's known in the trade as the poltergeist effect. You point a TV camera at any kind of inanimate object and it immediately starts behaving as though it's been taken over by an alien life form. Now, that's particularly true, as you'll notice in this next survey, of all objects that contain moving parts.
Hi, John Forsythe for the KLZZ Radio Great Car Giveaway. Want to win this hot new Fiero? Fiero's so hot it's rolling by itself. Who'd like the damn door? Help!
Well, it's an extraordinary looking bike. What is so special about it? How would you sell it to me?
Its first obvious advantage is that I'm sitting very much lower to the soil. And in doing so, even my short legs can touch it. Handy when you've got a machine of this weight.
So come get your bumper sticker today and listen every afternoon at this time for our drawing. On weekdays, you can win a $20 Cocoa gift certificate, and on Fridays, a 19-inch color TV. Now for the drawing.
This is certainly going to be no ordinary road test. We're just about to take on some of the worst of what the rugged outdoor life and the weather can offer in the world's most unstoppable all-terrain vehicle, the cargo. Now, these are
Nobody's cheaper than Fletcher Jones. For example, you can buy a brand new Toyota truck for as low as $59.95 with payments of only $118. You can buy a brand
A man can be as wise as Solomon and have an iron character and still be carried away by roulette. I'm Cyril Richard. Good night.
Came off my motorcycle on my radio. Fell off my radio. It's a knob, it's a radio knob.
That was just as you were approaching the nuts and bolts in the street that they're cleaning up now. How do you feel about that? Is that an old one?
It's a new one.
Because television is a world where constants aren't and variables don't, the most dangerous attitude for anybody to adopt in front of a camera is an air of negligent confidence, because, as you'll now see confirmed, nothing is more likely to send fate into its spin cycle.
I thought I might be able to get away with it, but nope.
Just deep fry it, okay? And, oh my God.
Okay, folks.
Well, we'll eat a fry, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's move it over.
Yeah.
Now, when you do this at home, be sure that you're a professional.
The price of strawberries, as well as the price of many other fruits and vegetables, is bound to be higher from now on. Bill Stout, CBS News, Salinas, California. Oh.
Take 15.
Okay, and action.
The people at Budget Rent-A-Car in Florida said that this offer has to be simple enough that even a kid can understand it. So, here goes. Rent a compact car or larger from any participating Budget location in Florida. Purchase one...
No, I don't have any letters come here anyway. No, he don't bite, he barks, but...
What's his name?
Bonzo.
Bonzo. Could I introduce Bonzo to John Vauxhall, who is a postman on this site, and He's been having a bit of difficulty. He's been a bit tense.
Oh, never mind.
No. Would you like to meet him, John? Want to?
Yeah.
More from the battered world of Colin Baker. At least it wasn't raining that time, though. A TV communicator doesn't have to be outdoors to be humiliated, in the same way that someone recently revealed that 80% of all accidents happen inside the home. I forget who revealed it. Could have been the Family Planning Association. But similarly, as we can now illustrate, most of the television moments that get declared officially naff take place inside the studio.
Well, to help celebrate the holiday today, Boulder holds the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade, and we'll tell you about that in just a minute. But first, we're going to go check in with Larry Green, a man who is... No, wait a minute. Now, let's see. That looks... Boy, is that embarrassing.
First of all, let me say that it's a pleasure to report a total of $885,000, or 83% of quota, for advanced gifts to this year's United Foundation Torch Drive. We are showing...
So call it cloudy through the Great Lakes area today, but temperature's not bad at all, just about seasonal normals. Also very dark.
Clothes he'll be proud to wear year in, year out. So give Dad the gift of lasting quality from Guns, where quality is a tradition.
Will kind of be keeping us cloudy is Tropical Storm Dennis. We've been talking about Dennis for quite a while.
We'll be right back with Jane Dolan, our fine Butte County Supervisor, so stay tuned. She's got a lot to tell you.
That's old supergravity at it again. Well, as we've only got one more major new clip to go, I don't want to get to it without expressing our customary gratitude to all the performers and celebrities who so sportingly allowed us to display them exhibiting various degrees of copelessness. Thanks also to all the people Rory Bremner brought along, except one. And as usual, I do that, don't I? As usual, a word of regret for the outtakes that we weren't able to get our hands on, which this time included a weird moment in Call My Bluff when a heat-crazed pink butterfly tried to make love to Frank Muir's bow tie, and an unfortunate scene in General Hospital when a junior doctor asked the nurse to hand him a hypodermic nurdle, and that extraordinary episode of Dynasty where Blake Carrington's hair stayed the same colour all the way through. So to our final exhibit, which shows what happened when a producer and a director in America hit on a really cute idea for a station promo. How about writing WTVZ Channel 33 on a card, then getting a small white bird of the cockatoo family to hold it in its beak? What could be simpler?
Just take the card, Polly. That's it. Take the card. Just, there you go. Take the card. Come on, just hold the card. Take the card and hold the card. Hold the card, Polly. See it? Easy. That's not helping us a bit. This is just a 10-second promo. What's the big deal? Here, card. Take, hold. No. Here, the card, hold, mouth. What's the problem? Here, look at.
Here he goes. Yeah, he's gonna take it now.
Good.
He just wants to do it himself.
That's it. You see how he's got the wrong way. Where'd you get this bird? Just take it. He's got it. That's it. How about you put it on his neck? How about if I put my hands around his neck and wring it and I'm setting the bird? You know, if I had charcoal, I would fry this bird, we'd have him for dinner and go home with it. Take it. Got one in the car.
I see that.
Put it on the tree. We get the card and the bird on the tree. That's it. That's all we need.
Good. We'll do it.
It's not gonna go.
Okay, see? One more time. Let's just, he'll do it.
That's it.
Good idea. He'll leave it alone.
Just on the tree with the bird. We're paying this bird. It's on the tree. Take it off the tree. All we need is the bird and the sign. That's all we need.
Okay, now, that's good. That's good.
I can't read it. It's going to be straight with the bird. It's not good.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Look at this. He's going to turn it around. No.
I really hate this bird.
You all right, Tuggy? Your mummy's coming on. Will you say hello and welcome the wonderful Elaine? Oh,